if you're listening to this, don't watch this anymore. It's
I would,
opposite.
yeah, if this was opposite day, I think I would say
Yeah.
that. But, you know, that was a good SpongeBob episode, opposite day, back in the day.
Yeah. So welcome back, guys. We opened up differently. I think now that you have to subscribe. I mean, we're changing things up. We're improving. We're on the rise. So that deserves a subscription. Come on.
Yep. So we can have more than 2 people. If we can get one other person, I would be so happy.
We'll do a giveaway and the prize is my respect.
I'll give like $5 if someone could. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that.
Just kidding. You won't get my respect either.
Yep. All right. So I think our topic today was kind of like. So we're wrapping up year 2 now. Actually, today was the last day of classes for us. The end of a very interesting and distinct quarter. But now that kind of like definitely all the lower divs. I think all the lower divs were actually already done before this quarter. Actually, before.
You gotta explain what lower
quarter
divs are.
before. Lower divs, like like kind of those base level classes that people take at the beginning of their major. To get everybody the fundamentals. Everybody has to take it, regardless of where you're gonna sort of specialize in. All right. So now we can start taking more electives that kind of align with our interests, like what type of things we want to take. And kind of we get a little bit more defined in terms of where we actually want to take computer science now. So I guess we're going to talk about today that, I guess it's kind of a self-reflective thing as well, that like, how are we going to go forward now? Of course, plans change all the time. It depends so much on like what's available when and all that. But just generally speaking, what sort of things we're looking towards. So
let's make this into a game. Let's make this into a game.
Okay.
So let's do it like this. You guess what I'm thinking of, and I'll guess what you're thinking of. Does that sound like a good idea?
I have a lot of stuff in mind, so I don't know if you'll be able to get everything. But okay. For you, I think you're definitely going down a software engineering path. I'd say. Now, there's still like a lot of like, there's a few required classes where you're still both required that need to take. So depending on how all that works out with prereqs, hopefully you'll be able to take like classes like software engineering. I think it's 160. I don't remember the course number, but really programming, heavy classes. I think far away from theory is what I see you doing. So definitely going down like a software engineering path as opposed to anything else, and away from math. I know you don't like as much. I mean, you can't run away from it, but as much as you can, I think. A lot of Python. If there was just Python and that's what you could do for the rest of your life, I think that's what you do.
Yeah, basically. But I think personally, I'm open to anything. I'm open to data science.
You should be. It's good to be open.
To AI. I'm open to like just anything that's interesting and easy and not that much theory. I'm open to that.
Yeah, it's good to be open. That's another thing I think that I've learned. If you're too rigid and like what you're trying to get, you're limiting yourself then. So you try to be open and just try to learn as much as you can.
Yeah, but the thing is, for me, I'm not going into like, hopefully I'll go into like to grad school after undergrad. So I'm not really thinking about software engineering or anything like that. I'll apply for those types of jobs just like as a backup and stuff. But like,
yeah, that's true.
My long-term goal is just like, I'm just trying to get good grades for the grad school and just like, I want to go and eventually for more of a business master's, MBA. So they're not gonna care if I take more AI classes compared to like theory classes. So
whatever works,
Whatever works.
Yeah, a lot depends on like what your long-term goals are. So yeah, I guess for you it's kind of like from that perspective, it's like I just gotta get through this, so I can get to grad school.
But I enjoy my major or the non-theory portions. Even the theory, I think I have a respect for the theory portions now.
Yeah, that's true. I think you've got at least talking to you, you seem to have a lot more acceptance of the theory.
Yeah, sort of like learn to like live with it. That will have to do math, and there will be theoretical portions. You just gotta, enjoy it as much as you can. And sometimes it's pretty enjoyable. I'm not gonna lie.
I find theory interesting, to be honest. I don't mind it. As long as you don't make it like so difficult that you're like, okay, like, it's kind of like, this is like not all that useful considering I have Google at my disposal, right?
Mhm.
Like, as long as it's not like that, but it's like the basics of it and like, a certain amount of rigor, I'm fine with it.
Okay, now I have to guess what you want. So
Yeah.
you're going to probably shift more towards like data science or AI stuff. And you're thinking about taking like political science classes so you can further your political goals of taking over the
What?
world.
I don't know if I have political goals.
Or more like underhanded financial goals. So you're taking more economics classes so you can like rig the economy for your benefit. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I think except for that last part, yeah, you're kind of on it. I am
So the
trying to.
political goals is true. I got
Not the political goals, obviously. But
so
like
the economics stuff.
I am trying to, like, yes, like especially third year, like when I'm planning out things, it's a lot more like data sciencey, like machine learning, like hopefully an AI class as well. But I also want to explore like security and like computer networks and things like this. Just like a few classes in that. So I have like a broad like range, at least like the basics of a few things. Yeah. Skip out on other things that like I feel like I probably won't get a chance to take like a cryptography class or something like that. But you can't get everything. So yeah, I think like at least for this coming year, it seems like the way things are working out is going to be super ML and data science heavy. But going into the future, I also want to touch upon security and like networking and things like that as well. At least the basics.
Is there a reason for that, that you're thinking of doing ML and AI and stuff?
It's honest. I mean, I find it interesting, like data visualization and stuff. Like the very little that I've like messed around with it, it's pretty interesting. I like stats and stuff, right? Like at least the basics that I've done, and math, obviously. I do enjoy math, so I feel like it's a good combination. But again, I don't want to limit myself. Like if I feel like I'm not. I mean, hopefully I will enjoy it.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, it's and for those who are thinking about like what subfield they want to go into. I think AI, security, and like machine learning, and like statistical techniques, and like those are pretty like in right now. I won't say like because if I say that they're definitely gonna lead into something, a career, or they're gonna really become like the next thing in the future. Nobody can predict that. Anyone on the internet saying that they know that this is gonna be the top thing, 100%, no zero uncertainty, they're probably lying to you. But like they're just things that like people are looking into right now.
I think it's not lying. It's not like they have ill intent. I think it's just overconfidence, like, or being way too sure of yourself and not considering that like anything can happen. Yeah, like, technology changes so fast. You never know what new skill people are actually looking for. That being said, you want to put yourself in the best position possible.
Yeah.
So just learn and never stop learning.
I think things that are quite perennial and like they're even useful in like other like fields closer to computer science, but not like real, like maybe some stuff in data science and stuff. Database classes are quite important for both.
That's I forgot to mention that. Yeah.
So SQL stuff, anything that will teaches you, because a good portion of data science. Okay, so you have all this data. So just for people who want like a really like quick description of what data science and is or whatever. It goes by many names: data analysis, business intelligence, business data analysis. There are many names, and I'm pretty sure there's some sort of like definition if you want to be pedantic or anything. But it's like basically you have lots of data. Everything you in your life is collecting data from you. I know that sounds scary, and it is. But you're from your refrigerator to your microwave to your like iPhone. They're collecting like stuff from you. It might not be like your call logs or anything. It's like trace stuff, like what cell tower you use, how long you call, stuff like this. It's like, trace data. And if you have tons of this data, you can feed it into algorithms, like machine learning algorithms, which they're set up in such a way that you give them the input and the data, and they give you a program. That's just how it's sort of like, just like a really higher level overview of
Just
what it is.
think prediction,
Yeah. And once you can make predictions about through the data that you have, then you can like pass it off to your the management, give them an idea what decisions they should make. But there are many so you have to clean the data. The data, it's trace data. It's not going to be like the answer is X Y Z. It's going to be like really tedious call logs and like extra like superfluous data in there, which you have to clean, which you have to I think it's called feature engineering, like actually derive things that are useful from it, use algorithms on it. And then you also have to, and here the database stuff comes, you have to store the stuff. You can't, once you have like a huge data set, you have to store it. You can't just leave, there's a storage aspect involved with the algorithms and everything like that. And then there's also visualization, like he mentioned a couple of minutes earlier. So once you have this data, okay, you get a console or this weird text file that gives you the answer. But if you want to show it to your management, your people who are in the management department, they want charts and actual visuals to help them.
Pretty pictures.
Yeah. As humans, we like pretty pictures more than just really tough, weird looking equations. So
it makes it easier to understand. It defeats the purpose if you're just gonna have a bunch of numbers just floating over the place, right? It doesn't make anybody's life easier, and the whole point is to make life easier, right? So
yeah. And then so you visualize, and then hence visualization comes, and then you have to present it too. So you have presentation techniques. So Excel, weirdly, I found out Excel is quite important, like Microsoft Excel, like spreadsheet software, database, Python, R, statistical languages, stats, math. Machine learning.
Math is important.
Math is very important for I think data science is basically statistics. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
With some sprinkle of computer science.
Yeah.
But yeah. And if you're looking into UC Davis for your data science thing, the data science track is it's a degree in statistics. It's not a degree in computer science. But you can take classes that are geared towards data science.
Yeah.
In the computer science department.
Yeah, I feel like if someone is sure set that I want to do data science, then stats, is the way to go. But if you want to explore
computer science.
Yeah. It's good to have some computer science in there. But if you want to explore computer science as a whole and have data science sort of be a subset of it, but still learn, because you can learn a lot of computer science stuff on your own as well, right? So that's why computer science, I personally prefer computer science, because I not only we're taking a data science course in the next quarter, right? And you can take the stats classes as well. They fill a few electives for you for computer science as well. But you can also explore security and networking and all the other stuff as well. So you get a good overarching this is what a computer is, as well as what you can do with the computer in many different ways.
Yeah, but I feel there's a trade-off. If you're really like you said, dead set, then the statistics degree, looking at UC Davis as a reference, I don't know about other universities, they have actual how to scrape data from websites. They actually have the entire chain. I'm pretty sure they have that the entire chain of
if you know. But I think a lot of people coming into college for the first time, a lot of times they don't know, right? So that's why I think computer science is safer in that sense. But if there are people who know from from when they're 10 years old that this is what I want to do. So if you're one of those people, then go for
it. Data science is you don't hear many people talk about it, but it's I feel the people who know about it, they really know about it.
Yeah, it's cool. I really like it.
Yeah.
Put that in the quote book, huh? The people who know about it really know about it.
Yep.
It's a legit saying. It's a legit saying. You could know about it, but not really know about it, right? Like people who are into it, like really, really know that.
But there's also, surprise, surprise. I didn't tell you people about this, but the math in data science is not just statistics. There's also calculus. Yes, there is a lot of calculus.
So, I mean, in machine learning, there's like linear as well, right?
There's also linear algebra, calculus, statistics.
So you remember that previous episode where you said,
by definition, if you're doing statistics, you need to have like a good.
Remember that previous episode when you were like, no more calculus, no more linear, no more. I don't know what else you said. Like when you were really bashing math. What do you say now?
It's important.
Slightly important, right?
It is important, but I still would not prefer to do that type of stuff. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, personal preference for sure. Like if you don't like prefer it, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that like you kind of have to do even if you don't want to, but.
Yeah, but like if it's stuff that I do on my own time, I'm okay with that. But like in a class setting, I don't like that pressure and stuff. But like doing an exam.
Dude, nobody likes the pressure of that. But you know, like in a job too, like there's pressure. So it's better to get at least somewhat accustomed to it. Although, you know, too much pressure is not good. But it helps you in dealing with situations, am I right, in the future.
Yep.
All right, I think we give a pretty good gist of what our plans are for the next year at least.
And like a good somewhat description on data science.
Yeah, that true. You know, if we should save this, and then 1 year from now, we should listen back to this and reflect on how much things actually went the way we were saying and how things are different. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of differences. So.
I'm thinking it's pretty much like more for you because I really don't have any concrete plans. I'm just like whatever.
I mean, in that sense, like I'm kind of like whatever too, right? Like in the sense that like I'm kind of going all over the place. I'm trying to learn a little bit about everything.
Yeah.
And find my sort of niche, if you should say.
But for me, like just like final ending, like you know, statements or stuff. I'm looking. If I were to read, like. I'm looking into more like the theoretical aspects too, because I feel like algorithms is a really important part of computer science, and I want to like improve that and like sort of like practice on. I'm not going to be like forcing myself to take difficult classes if they're not necessary, but if they're like moderately difficult, but it's a good professor and stuff, I might gear more my because I feel if you know algorithms really well, most of computer science becomes more like memorization more than anything.
Yeah, algorithms for sure. I mean, algorithms are like you're gonna write a program, you got to know the algorithm, right? Or come up with your own algorithm. So algorithms is the base of everything in that sense. All right.
Okay, thank you for listening in. I hope you enjoyed this episode.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Don't come back.